Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 10th through the 16th. We are 1 month away from the final eclipse that is going to be happening in your sign going on November 8th. So pretty exciting times. Today is the date, well, 10 of October is the gateway energy, and if you're watching this on Sunday, we're in the middle of the full moon that is happening in Aries, which is the last one before they get into their eclipse season. So very exciting, shifting, changing energy going on here, and it is very much about you this week being able to take a break, to rest up, to assess and figure out where you're going, using your sword of truth and your intuition, allowing you to figure out what your next steps are. So that is some very beautiful energy. I love what I'm seeing here for you. The key to the situation for you this week is the Magician. You have the Magician. This means that the key is understanding and recognizing that you have all of the tools at your disposal. Everything that you need to move forward is here. Okay, so let's look at that gateway energy, and then we're going to look at the moon as it as it moves through the week. I can't talk. Look at this. You have the dragon's lair. So this is coming home to yourself. The things and the parts of you that have been frozen, you're coming home with a fire and a passion. Wow, to really be able to sort through and figure out what you're going to do next. This is really, gosh, what an opportunity you have this week. You have here this assessing of a relationship. So it could be this is the Four of Wands. This is the Four of Wands card. So it could be a relationship with a marriage, obviously, or a friendship group, or a business situation, or a business partnership. It could be any of those things, right? But what it's saying is that, okay, the excitement has worn off from the initial of how this was, and now we're at this point where we got to look at this and say, I don't know if this is as great as I thought it was going to be. And then the question becomes, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to manifest for yourself what it is that you want, so that you can, so a lot of times it's working with the tools that you already have. How can I assess the situation and suss the situation? They're saying, wow, suss the situation into something that really works for me. We've got Mercury moving back into Libra, which is really going to help with communication, but it's going to help also with the thought process and how we bring the balancing act, the communication that comes through in a very balancing way that really allows us to manifest and do things in the way we want. And we also have on Monday in the afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we have the moon in your sign. And so there's a lot of, how can I put it, strategizing and figuring out what it is that you want to do to push things forward. And that is using that sword of truth, that sword of discernment of where it is that you want to go from here and how it is that you want to proceed and what is important to you. Okay, there seems to be a lot of energy coming through here about relationships. So we're going to take just a second to look at this. I want to encourage you to, if you have not checked out yet the full moon, I pulled cards for each sign of the full moon last week when I did the collective reading, and tonight in the collective reading at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S., I'm pulling cards for this 1010 gateway. I've already pulled them. I got to tell you, they were freaking amazing. There was a lot of energy overall, though, about this week, if you follow along on Facebook, about this relationship harmony, this ability to really look for the sweetness. This week has this very sweet energy, this energy of finding the balance in relationships and looking for the joy and the happiness again, and what can we do to create it. So I think for you, this is something that is definitely on your mind heading into eclipse season. What has still value for you and what has not. And this week is a week of assessing. I don't know so much that is a week of taking action, but it's definitely definitely about you assessing what are the tools, where do things stand. It looks like, so this dragon's flying home, and that layer is all iced over, right? And so are things icy at home? But the thing about a dragon is he can breathe fire, right? You can reignite, you can breathe fire into a situation and light it up. So if there is a situation that you want to reinvigorate, it comes from you picking up what the wand, right? The wand would be the thing to use. You have all these tools here. You can focus on the pentacles and on the financial if that's what you want. You can focus on gathering information, analyzing things, or you could pick up the cup of love and offer your love, and you could strike the match on the wand and say, you know, let's get a little passionate and fired up here, because I think for you, if you're trying to reignite a situation, is totally what you want to do. Look at this Knight of Wands riding in. He is like, this is the action step that you are being asked to take now. So whether this is about a business situation or whether or not this is about a romantic situation, if you're feeling lackluster, like nothing is working, I'm not sure this is what I want to do anymore, have you been putting your best foot forward? Have you been doing everything you can? Because if you have and it's still not working, then it's time to go. But the card here of the Seven of Pentacles is not here. And so this, I feel, is about you armed with your sword of truth and stepping in intrepidly, like with courage, stepping into the storm to see if you can clear out the clouds of confusion. And this is communication. And this week, there's a lot of clarity and communication opportunity coming through with that Ace of Swords. This is like, this is my truth and this is what is important to me. We have here the Seven of Swords. And this Seven of Swords, this is the vice versa deck, so there's stuff on both sides. But this side of the Seven of Swords, this is leaving behind what doesn't work. You can't take everything with you. Some things are left behind. The Two of Swords being left behind there feels like the indecision is left behind. But he's carrying 5 swords as he's sneaking off. So one way to win at battle is to take away other people's weapons, right? That is a way to do it. But this is the obstacle. And so the obstacle also with him holding those 5 swords says, are you being snarky? Are you saying cutting things? Or has someone else said cutting things to you? This is very much this analysis, but it feels very verbal to me. It feels very much like people have been using their sharp tongues as weapons, and yes, you can win the battle, but are you winning the war, right? So with this moon in your sign at the beginning of the week here, you have love and healing, and you have spirit contact. And so using your intuition, spirit contact, in order to figure out how to maybe thaw the situation at home, if that's what you want to do, is right there for you. That moon is going to move into Gemini, and Mars is there. And Mars is like, let's try this, let's try that, especially around ideas and communication. Let's try these things and start to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And there's a lot of crystal clarity of thinking coming in here. And so again, using your intuition. Look, we have the High Priestess here with this Queen. This is very much being very intuitive and using your internal guidance system, really trusting it this week, and that is going to be the way forward and moving toward what it is that you are passionate about, right? Because we have here the call of the muse. This is definitely moving toward what you are passionate about. This is how you're going to start figuring things out in the arena of work or in the arena of relationship. And you have earth magic with it is what it is. Ooh, it is what it is. Look, that is this. That is recognizing, and it is also this 8 of Cups in the heart space. There's a lot going on in the heart space here. The most difficult cards on this table are in your heart space. There's a big conflict going on in your heart. So this is stepping into the battle, and this is sitting there and assessing what has value and what doesn't. The backside, you've made the decision to walk away. here it is still this energy of, what role did I play in this situation? Is there something I can do? And the answer is yes, because there's 8 cups there. The Magician has 1. So you can pick that cup up if you want and work toward happiness, or you can choose to walk away. And the only person who can make that decision is you. And it definitely feels very much like it's around a couple situation here, because here we have the King and the Queen of Wands. Plus we got the Love and the Healing card. Hard to miss that. The King and the Queen are both facing forward, right? They're both looking very much in their power. Now, this King is in the area of creating abundance. And what does abundance and prosperity mean to you? In this case, it might be about an emotional relationship. Again, it could still be about a business, right? And the Queen knows she can create and manifest. But the King, he gives orders. He's the boss. He takes action. The Queen, she is more receptive. She is open to receiving the gifts and the guidance of the universe, and she naturally creates through a more gentle, softer, being open to receiving love, and then allowing it to flow to her and through her. And so with both of these queens here is very much about this balancing of the fire and the water, the passion and the emotion, and allowing it to grow something that is very beautiful, because you have earth magic. And that is you. That is you, your ability to manifest whatever it is that you want. You have that skill as you walk through life. So there's a recognition of things are what they are, right? It says it is what it is. Things are what they are. The question is, as you do this assessing this week and you recognize that, what are you passionate about? What is your truth? What do you feel? What do you have this knowingness of is the right next best step for you? What is the way forward? So when we get to that moon in Cancer on Saturday and Sunday, and there's this emotional nurturing energy that comes up in all of us, the question becomes, all right, first you have to take care of yourself. So make sure you are definitely satisfying your own emotional needs. And if this is, we don't become doormats for other people. That just going along to get along eventually becomes a very heavy burden to carry, right? So it has to be something that actually feeds your soul, right? There has to be an ability to really, people do what makes them happy. They really do. There's a payoff. There's always a payoff for why people do what they do. Seven of Swords reinforces this. People do what they do because for some reason and in some way, it gives them what they need in the moment. And this is a week before we head into eclipse season where it's really important that you assess what really works for you so that you know what to do. What is your next best step, right? And so, yes, definitely about assessing things. Okay, look at the underbelly. This is a week, especially over the weekend when things are maybe a little calmer and you have this energy. The moon is going to be squaring off with Jupiter in Aries, and that's going to really energize us to make some changes. But I want to remind you that it is in the details. The devil's in the details of what they just said. There's no devil card showing up here, but be sure that you're using your time to the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you're working on could use some fine tuning. And I think in this case, perhaps a relationship you are working on could use some fine tuning. And if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, today is Saturday, sweetest day. And I'm not into Hallmark holidays. I think every day should be considered sweetest day. That's really what I think. But the energy really supports that this time. And so use it to chase down what you're passionate about. So we have pushed to the surface. You may have become complacent. So in either business or home or in any kind of relationship, any project that you're working on, put in the extra effort this weekend. You may have become complacent. You might be stalling, in need of a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics of your life. Look at the underbelly. Are you putting in the effort? If you are, and it's not giving you back what you need, that's one situation. But if you've been taking and not giving because you've been focused on other things, which often happens, then take a look at that. What do you really need to do? Because you have the card of every step counts. Every step counts. This Knight of Wands, he's trotting. He's not running, right? Every step counts. But there is a need to do a little internal inventory and really consider what you put in and what others put in. It is Libra season. We do a lot of that emotional rebalancing at this time, relationship rebalancing. There is an advantage to taking things slowly, breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. Consider your options. You're being called to see what actually are you passionate about, what's really important to you. Make your determinations and assessments that way. So what is your truth? How do you really feel? What do you want to do about this situation? It's totally up to you because you have everything you need to make that determination. So Taurus, this looks like a week to kind of slow it down, take your foot off the accelerator, go internally, do a little soul searching, and I think then you will know what to do when a month from now, so in 2 weeks we have an eclipse. It's in the South Node. It's a new moon eclipse. So it's the first step in releasing the things that don't work so that you get to that full moon where you are really ready to take action on your dream and your goal. It is where so much of what you have been learning over the course of this last 18 months, well, for you a year, since that first eclipse happened in your sign. There's still 6 more months of the North Node in your sign, but it's the last eclipse that happens in your sign. And so we do have one, though, in May next year. It's in Scorpio, where it really sends you off. So you have 6 more months to be working on this project. But it's a big, major step forward over the next 4 weeks. So take your time and be really sure of what you're choosing to do. All right, you guys take really good care of yourselves. I would love to see you in the live chat. So I'm on Facebook every day, but Tauruses don't generally show up for that. But on Sunday night at 7:30, come and join me for the live chat and be pulling in some cards that you might find very useful, specific for your sign. You guys take good care, and I'll talk to you soon.